Ladies and gentlemen, I had no idea that this existed, but it does. There is somebody calling me out.
My personal opinion is that Isaac is a transphobic, fatphobic, misogynist. I just love how these dudes, they only think on the very surface level. I have a right to say what I want to say. But then the second women try to make generalizations, you get fucking triggered and pissed off about it. You just take pride in the fact that you have no core values and you just are like,
Well, they were calling me out 2 years ago, but I didn't know it existed until just recently. So I thought, you know what? I can't just let that sit there. I can't let that simmer. I need to go and I need to, do what's right. I need to defend myself, ladies and gentlemen. You can't just have someone talking mad shit. You need to get out there and do what's right. Do what needs to be done. And that's what we're going to do today, ladies and gentlemen. And things may have changed. Me and this gentleman, we've had a back and forth in the past. We've had arguments. Now we're older, wiser. We look different. I'm talking about this guy. This was him 2 years ago. This was me 2 years ago. Look at me now. My hair's fallen out. Good God. Look at him now. He looks like a drug dealer who does accounting on the side. Ladies and gentlemen, we're very different now, me and him. I'm talking about Mr. Beard. And there's a video of him responding to my response, to him responding to me when he called me out. And that's what we're going to look at right now.
Isaac Butterfield is an Australian comedian.
That's right, and I am on tour throughout Australian capital cities right now. Grab your tickets at isaacbutterfield.com.
And I made a commentary video about him.
Australia's dumbest comedian. That is rude. That is rude. All right, that was all about me talking shit about hairy underarms on chicks. Had to be done. If I don't say it, who does?
Yesterday, he posted a response.
That was yesterday, 2 years ago. Do not dare call me petty for bringing this up. All right? It had to be done. I saw it. I thought, fuck you. Fuck you, mate. This is an hour-long video, by the way, and I haven't watched it, so I don't know if he absolutely nails me in it. I don't know if he's just making clear and concise points, or I'm going to come out victorious. Who knows? Or maybe no one wins. Maybe you lose, because you have to sit through it.
Angry American attacks me, which I just found very funny, the thumbnail that he chose to use.
Okay, Angry American attacks me. Hey, it got 1 million views. Well done, me. Well done.
Because it just is a picture of me looking super happy and then a picture of him looking like he's trying to kiss me. So I'm not exactly sure what the message behind that is.
It means, I don't know what it means. It's my thumbnail guy made it. What can I say?
I wasn't angry when I made that video, and I also wasn't trying to attack him. I was trying to criticize him.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, we live in the YouTube world. And in the YouTube world, you have to put clickbaity, shitty titles like, oh my God, this angry American leftist tried to grenade my family. Like, you have to put shit like that. Otherwise, people won't click on it because there's 4 billion other things they could click on that day. It's a whole thing. You know about it, I'm sure. Well, do you? I don't even know. You haven't uploaded anything in like a year, so maybe you've just given up. I hope you have. Regardless, fucking get over it. Who cares?
Which is two very different things. But anyway, let's just get right into, hopefully this will work.
Okay, so he's about to start watching my video of me talking about him, talking about my video, talking about another video of my videos. All right, good. I'm glad we're all on the same page. Ladies and gentlemen, it's happened again. I've been attacked from far left-leaning YouTube. They've come after me, the mad woke people, the mad lefties, all that. Yeah, this was after one video went a little bit askew and some people started clipping it and sharing it on Twitter and stuff. All these people were mad that I was talking shit about whether, I can't even remember, was it fat women, was it fucking chicks with hairy underarms think they're changing the world? They just get mad, they get angry, and then from that, people start sending me messages like, you're a piece of shit, I fucking hope you die, etc., etc. Yeah, it's what I get paid for. I don't care, whatever.
Okay, so right off the bat, I wasn't attacking you, I was criticizing you.
For sure, but in that video, I'm pretty sure you said some mean things. So you could say that it's attacking. Don't get me wrong, I'm not, and I don't mean to sound like a big tough guy here, even though I'm 6'8" with a beard. Like I could grow a clitoris and still be more of a man than you. But what I'm trying to say is, you're having a bit of a crack at me, attacking, whatever. We're playing word games here. Who cares?
Like every single video that Isaac puts on his channel is him like criticizing people. But then when I criticize him, I'm an angry woke person attacking him.
Yeah, you are.
I just don't understand it. Are you saying that, like, you're attacking the people that you criticize?
Yes.
Because I feel like that what I did to you is exactly what you do to other people.
Yes. They've come after me because they don't... How is that hard to understand? Yes, of course, if I'm having a crack at someone, if I'm making fun of them, I'm attacking them. I'm not being their friend. They really don't like me. And when you go into these videos and you read the comments, you think to yourself, holy fucking shit, I might jump off a...
I thought this comment here was really funny. I like women's hair. In our current society, I'm the freak. This body hair thing was for most of the time an American thing. Up until the mid-70s, a lot of Germans, women didn't shave.
You're a German. Yes, let's listen to the Germans. That sounds like a great idea. So he's obviously picked out one of the comments that maybe isn't actually attacking me. And I will say this once again to my editor. Why did you screenshot that, Connor? Why? And Connor will not get paid this week. Very good. But I am the guy on the camera, so it comes down to me. I have to watch these videos of myself, which is obviously very painful because I have to listen to myself again and again and again. And I miss that. And who gives a shit? It's gross. Underarm hair's gross. Sorry. And this is a video about a guy called Mr. Beard. He doesn't even have a beard.
Yes, I do not have a beard. I'm so sorry, Isaac. Okay,
it's pronounced Isaac. Isaac. Not this Isaac business. America. Pull your fucking finger out and get the enunciation of my name correct.
Incapable of growing a beard.
What does that tell you about a person if a man is incapable of growing a beard? You are defending women that are hairier than you. Shameful.
Just happen to be born with the last name Beard, so...
It's a good last name.
If you want someone to criticize my British ancestors.
I'm sure you do that enough. I bet you just fucking whip yourself when you're jerking off going, I hate my ancestors. Why were they so mean? I don't know if that's true. That's probably not true. You probably don't whip yourself while you're jerking off. But if you do, congratulations. That sounds like a great pastime. You may remember a few weeks ago, I brought you a video about a young man by the name of Noah. Now, Noah, or Todd Flanders, as he is now known by the...
So this is his epic roast that he does. He compares Noah to Todd Flanders from The Simpsons, guys.
It's a good comparison. Like, it's not. I wouldn't say it's an epic roast. It's just a comparison.
That he really got Noah there, didn't he?
Yes. Today, yes, I have someone even better. May I introduce you... And that Noah dude, he was this little fucking weak little lefty dude that was just fucking bitching and moaning, all right? So I thought Todd Flanders was a good comparison. You to Ralph Wiggum.
Ralph Wiggum, guys. He compared me to a Simpsons character.
Once again, do you not see the similarities? Look at this. That's fucking you, mate, if you had liver issues.
And who better than the edgy comedian...
Edgy? Really? I get called that from people quite a bit from... Yeah, I think when you say someone's edgy, you're sort of trying to say that they're like not funny or they're just being... Like they're just saying offensive things just for the sake of saying offensive things. And I think there is nuance to that because saying offensive jokes to be offensive can be very, very funny if it's particularly offensive and funny at the same time. But if you just say like really offensive shit that isn't really provoking laughter in anyone, then that's a little bit cringy, right? And that would be... seen as what he is saying here, that I am, edgy.
I would have thought that he considers himself an edgy comedian. So I actually don't think that just calling someone an edgy comedian is an insult in itself.
Yeah, but you're not a comedian, so shut the fuck up. Skip. I think the jokes that I do that are seen as rather offensive are modeled in a way, and I'm not going to pretend I'm a fucking George Carlin or some crazy amazing comedian. I'm not Bill Burr or any of those guys, all right? Yeah, I'm not trying to say to anyone that I'm the best comedian in the world. I'm good at what I do, but I'm not the best at what I do. And that's fine. I tell good jokes. I sell out shows. People enjoy it. They come along and they're happy. That's all I give a shit about. I'm just a dude who's 10 years into the game, gets on stage and tells jokes. That's all I am. I'm not trying to make a political point or anything like that. Yeah, right? That's another thing. I'm not trying to be political. I don't want to do that. Although I do make jokes about political subjects, I'm not up there going, hey, we need to defund the police. We need to do this. No, that's not what I'm trying to do.
You're not trying to make a political... I'm just so confused by him. Like, why are you saying that you're not trying to make a political point? Like, I think just a week ago, he posted a video about who he thinks people should vote for.
Yeah, but we're talking about stand-up, dickhead, not YouTube. On YouTube, I post very different videos. Some are reacting to angry, crazy trans people in the middle of the street, and others are about the political landscape in Australia. And some are about fucking hunting Bigfoot. I do ghost hunts. I do a lot of different things, all right? Dipshit. Are we talking about stand-up or are we talking about YouTube? There is a very big difference. There's a very, very big divide.
For in the Australian election, like, he clearly does make a bunch of political points. I understand that there's a difference between him doing stand-up and what he does on his YouTube channel.
Why bring it up?
My personal opinion is that Isaac is a transphobic, fatphobic misogynist, but I don't want this to be my main focus because he clearly gets turned on when people call him these things.
I'm aroused now. Turned on, you reckon? Yeah, nothing gets me stiffer than seeing people call me a racist misogynist. Nothing gets me harder than getting called an Islamophobic piece of shit. All of those terms mean nothing. Yeah, they don't mean anything because they're being used by people who just throw shit at walls. What I mean by that is the people who would call me a misogynist or a homophobe or a transphobe or an Islamophobe or whatever. They're the same people who say that about a whole manner of different people. And they just throw those terms out there hoping that they don't have to actually argue their point. They think by throwing that term at someone that they can just go, okay, well, I've said that, and now that person has to be that, and they're tarnished by that, and I win. No, it doesn't fucking work, all right? It doesn't work because it's coming from people that don't matter and their opinions don't matter. If this guy calls me a trans, I don't give a fuck because I know exactly what type of person you are. You're a weak little man. I'm sure you're nice, but you're a weak little man.
All of those terms mean nothing. Racism, that word means nothing. That's actually a meaningless word.
Yeah, when you throw it around all the time, like the girl crying wolf, it does mean nothing, or at the very least, it starts to mean less. People don't take it as seriously as they once did because everyone throws it around all the time.
There's no such thing as someone who hates someone else for their race. And the reason I said that you get turned on when people call you these things is because you like when people cancel you, because when people cancel you, it like helps you sell more tickets. You've said this.
It's very true.
This is why I said that comedians like you get turned on when you call them racist, bigoted, whatever, because that's like your whole marketing tactic is that you want people to think, oh,
it also works very well.
He's so edgy and so controversial because he's not afraid to say what everyone else is afraid to say. He's not afraid to make a joke about Muslim people dying. Ooh.
I should have him like promote my shows. It's actually really good. Well done.
Isaac Butterfield is an Australian comedian. He's not afraid to say what everyone else is afraid to say. He's not afraid to make a joke about Muslim people dying. Ooh.
Thank you, man. Thank you, Mr. Beard. You're doing Ryan Beard. Well done.
That's why my video focused on how I think you're a hypocrite and you contradict yourself all the time, not on how I think you're a bigot, because me calling you a bigot turns you on.
I am still aroused. I may have been a hypocrite about something. I don't know what he's actually referring to here, but I have made 1,000 YouTube videos. I've probably said something that, contradicts something else that I've said. These things happen. I've been on the platform for 7 years, so I probably have said things that are completely but anyway, it is what it is. Nothing I've ever said on this channel wasn't based in fact. Probably not. I'm usually pretty good with that, although I have been wrong in the past, but let's see what he's getting at. Particularly when I'm calling a spade and relying on technical knowledge or scientific knowledge.
The things that I was criticizing you for are not based in scientific technical knowledge. I called you an asshole because you said women's body hair is disgusting.
And that is a fact. I don't know how it's a fact, but it's a fact. I didn't say body hair, I said like big underarm hair and leg hair. And not even just like hair, I'm just talking about when they grow it out and they grow a mustache and they say, I'm beautiful, I'm powerful, you must love me. That's what I'm saying is gross. All right? If you got fucking a little bit of hair growth, no one cares.
I called you a hypocrite because you hate when women make generalizations and then you turn around and make a bunch of generalizations.
Stop making generalizations about things that I say.
None of that has anything to do with scientific data.
And then you call me a racist or a misogynist or a sexist based on that?
I called you a misogynist because you think that slut shaming is okay and you...
Sometimes it is. But I could not give two fucks if you think that I'm wrong. Why would I care? We are vastly different people. We surround ourselves with vastly different people. We do different things. This is the thing, this is a long video, okay? Something I wanted to bring up in this video is I'm gonna do this over a few days. Why? Because I have a wife and child. I have things to do. I have all these things that are far more important than watching an hour-long video of you fucking just sitting in front of my video. Dude, I have so many more important things to do, but I am doing this because it makes me money. That's why I'm doing it, obviously. What I am trying to say, Ryan, is if I say that slut shaming is okay, that doesn't mean that I fucking just think everyone should go out there and yell at women because they have sex with people. No! What I'm saying is if you're on OnlyFans and you're getting jammed by 100 dudes in a year, then maybe someone should call you a little bit of a whore, all right? You're not a whore is what I'm saying.
That's not based in scientific facts or data.
If you get 100 loads in your ass, you're a whore.
There's no scientific data that says we should slut shame people. That's just your, perspective.
The graph, the pie graph, it's a cream pie.
Nothing makes edgy comedians jizz in their pants faster than being called a bigot, because it fuels their victim narrative that the woke mob is trying to cancel me.
That's cultural appropriation. Do not use my accent and do not use my beard, you little bigot.
So go subscribe to my shitty podcast, Cancel Me Now.
Ah, the podcast. We don't do that anymore.
Basically, the only comedian who has ever actually been fully canceled is Bill Cosby.
Now, Mr. Beard here, or Ralph Wiggum as we call him, goes on to explain that... he laughed. I would. Explain that I've never actually been cancelled. I just use it as a marketing tactic. To that I say, yeah, duh.
Okay, well, I think it's cringy.
That's fine. You can think that, you're wrong.
Oh, they're gonna cancel me. I think that's cringy, and it's very overdone.
But also, the cancellation thing is this. It's like, I'm out there telling jokes that I don't mean because they're offensive, because I like offensive comedy, and I've always enjoyed that, and that's why I do that as well. The cancellation thing is strange because you have all these people going, no, this guy needs to be stopped. He shouldn't be let in this venue, and it happens all the time. The Sydney Opera House. Okay, they didn't want me because I would tarnish their reputation. I can't remember exactly what they said, but they said, no, he's not welcome here. All right, I was going to do a show there for my special this year. We're doing it at the State Theatre instead. It's going to be great. But this cancel culture where people say it doesn't exist. It does exist. It's very real. It's right there in front of you. Like, it happens. It affects people. I've lost sponsors and all that shit. Because people take what I say seriously. But whose fault is that? If I tell a joke that's horribly atrocious and offensive and I say it with a smile on stage at a comedy show and you take it seriously, you're a fucking Sure, the death threats aren't wonderful. I have been told so many times that I'm going to be killed.
But do you not understand that...
Hey, don't you defend the death threaters? How dare you?
The only way that Isaac is being canceled is by his audience slowly losing interest in his content, causing him to get 1/10 of the views that he used to.
Fair point. Ralphie's not missing the mark there.
At least he owned up to it. Now, that was kind of me just...
I said more in that video. I said that the videos you were showing were a month old in comparison to videos that were 3 years old. Of course, the videos with three-year-old videos had more views. So let's not fucking edit around things, Ralph.
Just taking a shot at him. Because I do realize that over the lifespan of channels, people have their, incline and then they have their decline a lot of times.
It's weird. Mine is very like this. Some videos will get 900,000 views and then one will get 60,000 views. And I look at a lot of YouTube channels with about the same subscribers as me and they're like that as well. It's very strange.
You know, there are very few channels that have just kept growing and growing and growing and growing over time. The only reason I took that shot at him is because the people that are canceling you are your fans that don't like your content anymore. They're the only people that are actually canceling you.
I don't know. I'm selling more tickets than ever before, so I don't know if that's true. You're the people watching these videos. You let me know in the comment section.
But I had a bunch of people in my comment section being like, I used to like Isaac until he started just shitting on people for no reason.
People do say that. They used to like my videos. And the reason is because when I started making videos in Australia, I made them about, Australians do this and Australians do that. And then that's very apolitical, I guess. Very much in the middle. And then I might have said something that was a bit offensive to the people that are a little bit far left leaning. And then I might have said something that's a little bit offensive to the far right. People get upset. People leave channels. I don't care.
Isaac pissed off a bunch of people when he posted this on TikTok.
Okay, so we're fucking 15 minutes into the video and he finally is talking about what I did to piss everybody off. I'm going to freak everybody out. I'm going to upset some people and I enjoy doing that. Female body hair is disgusting. Yep. But in certain circumstances, okay? Not everyone, not every hair, fucking chill out. So I'm sure if you've been involved in the channel for a while now, you'll remember the carry on that happened with this shit. I sure do. It fucking blew up. Actually, that video right there, that got me on Dr. Phil. So I did the sound check, I met with the producers and everything, and then eventually apparently some of the guests pulled out. I don't know what happened. It was during COVID and I was going to do it over Zoom, about me hating female body hair. When in reality I don't. It's just the underarm hair and not even just the underarm hair and the attitude of that you're saving the world when you're not doing fucking anything. But yeah, it was supposed to be on Dr. Phil, which is pretty cool. But when I was filming for that, I was filming at the end of this table. And I've got a few World War II helmets. I've got an Australian one, a German one, an American one, and another one from somewhere else. Anyway, you could only see behind me the German one. So that would have been fucking hard to explain. I went on to say, listen, this isn't about chicks with a little bit of hair. This is about women who have massive hairy bushy underarms or extremely bushy legs, and they think they're changing the world. That's literally my point. I think that's a bit gross.
And I think that...
Do you think it's good? Do you enjoy a big bush under the arms? Do you like rubbing your hand on a woman's legs and going, ooh, look at all these fucking big bits of hair, just picking them out, flossing your teeth with them? Is that what you enjoy, Mr. Beard?
If you have that feeling, just keep it to yourself.
No, fuck you. How about that? And if you don't like my feelings about things, keep them to yourself.
There's no reason to go out and
Yes, there is.
tell people that you think that they're disgusting for how...
Yep.
I don't care how much hair a person has on their body.
Why not?
I might have certain preferences about it.
So hang on. You think some things are good and bad and disgusting and attractive, but you're keeping them to yourself. Aren't you a fucking miraculous individual? Mate, when people come out and say, look at me, I'm wonderful, I'm fantastic because of my body hair, there's gonna be the opposite reaction somewhere else, and that's me. That's all it is. I'm the carnivore to their vegan. The equal and opposite reaction.
But I just want to live in a world where people can have as much...
And how many people hate beards? You hear chicks all the time, I fucking hate beards or foreskins. Some women hate foreskins, all right? So we can all have preferences. We can all say that something's disgusting, we don't enjoy it. Get over it.
Like, I would never criticize you for that beautiful bushy
You better not. I know you're jealous.
mane that you've got going on there. I think it looks quite stunning.
Well, now I'm just quite flustered. Thank you, Ryan.
And I think you should be able to have a nice bushy mane. And I think if women want to grow a bunch of hair under their underarms, who fucking cares?
Me. It's the hill I'll die on. I also don't actually care. I just think I should be able to say that it's gross.
The thing that I'm criticizing you for is that you feeling the need to go out and say that they're disgusting just so you can piss women off on TikTok.
Isn't that what TikTok was made for? Annoying, sensitive people? I'm sure that's what it was made for. That's why the Chinese did it.
That just makes you a massive asshole. And the thing
Did he say I have a massive asshole?
is that you have gone and criticized other people and
knows.
called them assholes and said they're not being respectful. In the video I criticized because you called a trans person an asshole because they were like, you need to use my pronouns. And he's like, oh, don't be an asshole about it. I'll use your pronouns, but don't be an asshole. And then he turns around and he's a massive asshole.
But it's about something else. Whatever. Listen, I'm not going to go through this entire video with a fine-tooth comb and argue against every single point. This video goes for an hour. There's no fucking chance I'm going through the entire video. I was originally going to go watch the entire thing. I'm only 20 minutes in and I'm fucking off it. I'm so off it. I can't imagine how much you fucking hate it, but you're going to stick around because you're a good human being. Stop being the personification of an asshole. No one wants to hear what you have. How old is that video? Jesus Christ. What you have to say or what you want people to call you. Look at my beard. For you if you're being mean, which is my complete right to say.
I just love how these dudes, they only think on the very surface level, I have a right to say what I want to say.
Yeah, you do.
I am not saying that you don't have a right to say what you want to say. You can say whatever the fuck you want to say. I believe in freedom of speech.
Okay.
I'm just criticizing you like you criticize other people.
And that's fine, but I'm criticizing you, criticizing me, criticizing you. Yeah, that's all this is. I don't really care, Ryan. I don't give two shits about you or any of the people I make videos about. This is how I make a living from this, okay? I bought my house with this shit. Like, it's what I do. It's how I sell tickets to my shows. If you want to really know what I'm about, listen to a podcast of mine or read my book, Betterman. It's a really good book. It's really nice. The great reviews I get from it are basically this. I thought it was going to be shit. It wasn't shit. It was good. And I'm happy with that. But if you want to come to this channel and watch, me talk shit about fucking crazy individuals, then do that. If you don't like it, don't. Fuck off. Go and beat off the reruns of The Big Bang Theory, bro. I assume that's what you do. In the same vein that if a woman wants to say that she finds beards disgusting, even though she's wrong, she can say it.
Yeah, she can say it. I'm not saying we should deplatform women for saying beards are disgusting.
Okay. We get your point. You're not saying I shouldn't say it. You're saying I should get criticised for it, and I'm criticising people for what they do. So we're in a fucking big circle jerk here. Let's go forward.
My preference is not hairy underarms, but it's my personal preference.
You're a fucking bigot. You're a bigot. You're a fucking bigot.
And I don't go around shouting it at people.
I don't go around shouting it at people. I made a video about it. I mean, I know it's out there into the ether, but people only stumble across it if that's what they're looking for. I'm not shouting it from the rooftops at people walking past with hairy underarms. Anyway, can we move on from the hairy underarms?
Why can't we all just be nice to each other?
Anything to get pussy, hey, little Ralph.
My girlfriend gives me plenty of pussy. I don't need to...
Yuck. Ooh, just the image of you on top of someone just makes me feel... It gives me fucking reflux. That's what you're doing to me, big fella. You've given me reflux. You've given me IBS. Did you know IBS, irritable bowel syndrome? You hear a lot of people talk about IBS, particularly Instagram influencers, particularly hot chicks. Do you know what they used to call IBS before it was a hot, trendy topic or a term? They used to call it spastic colon. So the next time you see an Instagram influencer after she pumps a fucking 10 tablespoons of fat burner saying her IBS is blowing up, just replace that with spastic colon. It'll put a smile on your face. It does it for me every time. Anyway, back to you and your spastic colon, sir.
I don't need to appeal to feminists to get pussy.
It would help, though.
I'm in a committed relationship.
We get it. You're in a committed relationship. Congratulations. I hope Mrs. Beard is very happy.
For 5 years. I'm not saying what I'm saying.
If you do see this, is the relationship still going? I hope so.
To get women to date me. I already have a girlfriend. I'm saying...
I know. You said that.
On his YouTube channel, he claims that this was all a social experiment.
I wanted to conduct a little social experiment.
Oh my God, this is fucking too much Inception. I'm freaking out. But yeah, I made the video because I knew it would piss people off and I wanted to see the reaction because I needed content for that week. But that, whatever.
I wanted to see if I could piss off an entire group of people, so I went to TikTok.
No, seriously, I was in my office thinking to myself, okay, how can I piss off the woke people on TikTok? Is this me reacting to me? Fucking, somebody fucking shoot me. And what could I also do to make more content for myself? Aha! I'm gonna call underarms gross on chicks.
Yeah, and I think that's cringe.
Is it?
I know that that's what you were doing. I think if you're a comedian, you should be focused on how can I make the most people laugh possible.
Yeah, people are laughing at crazy people with hairy underarms, all right? So from here, he decided to go from hairy underarms to toxic masculinity. Let's have a look.
This video is filled with exaggerated stereotypes and outright lies about feminists.
Outright lies. This would be good. Please tell me what I was lying about.
Number 10, toxic masculinity. If there has been a buzzword over the past 5 years or so, toxic masculinity has to be up there with some of the greats. By definition, it is a set of attitudes and
I think toxic masculinity can exist. Toxic femininity exists. Toxic people exist. Toxic everything exists. You know, it's just a version of that thing. But inherently in itself, masculinity isn't toxic. It's a very positive thing. It's built the world around us. So you can stick that in your fucking urethra.
When have feminists ever claimed that women can't be toxic?
I'm not sure when they've claimed that, but rather than accepting women can be toxic, they like to push the blame onto other people. Good point, Isaac. Yeah, I guess they don't talk about the point that femininity can be toxic, and if you bring that up, then that's toxic masculinity personified, and you'd be called down for just doing that. So you're not allowed to talk about it, but he's saying that feminists don't say it doesn't exist. Well, if you can't talk about something, it probably isn't really open for discussion, is it? In this case, men, masculinity, toxic masculinity, the patriarchy, etc.
Okay, so he's like, I don't know when they've made that claim. Well, if you don't know when they've made that claim, then why did you make the claim in your video?
But you don't know if they haven't made the claim. I'm sure they've made the claim. In fact, let me look this up. Toxic femininity is probably not what you think. There's a lot of different articles about it, and I think actually over the last year there's been a lot more actually talking about it, which I think is great. But the further you go back, the more people are saying, no, it's not a thing, stop talking about it. And in the examples here about toxic femininity, it's all about when females don't toe the party line of a woke agenda. That's where it seems to only be brought up. So that's very interesting. Like TERFs, like a trans exclusionary radical feminist. If you're one of those, then that's toxic femininity because you're not including trans people in the world. So if it does exist, it only exists if you are a woman and you believe what half right-wing people think. That's toxic femininity. But on the left side of things, doesn't exist.
It hurts both men and women in different ways. Because it hurts men because men aren't allowed to show emotions. It hurts women because women are always called emotional when they're just trying to.
He goes on. Man, I can't do this. I know a lot of people make these really long-winded responses, and this has been a long video, but
People who want to
I can't do another half an hour of this. Let me find something of interest, please.
But then the second women try to make generalizations, you get fucking triggered and pissed off about it. So either it's okay to make generalizations or it's not okay to make generalizations.
Ryan, the girls love you, bro. It's gonna be all right, dude. Just fucking chill out. Fuck, we dead.
Either it's okay to be an asshole or it's not okay to be an asshole. You can't just have it both ways.
I can do whatever the fuck I want, Ryan. Shut up.
You can't just be this nebulous person.
I am the nebula.
I mean, I guess if that's, you just take pride in the fact that you have no core values and you just are like,
Okay, let me put it this way. I have core values. Isaac Butterfield has core values, but the Buttsman on fucking YouTube, he sometimes has core values, he sometimes doesn't. I like to think that a lot of what you see online of me is a bit of a character, and me being a bit outrageous and shit. But then there's the normal me, the one who has a family and does all those type of things. So yeah, there's bits and pieces that you see online of me being ridiculous and outrageous that I do in my normal life. Some of the shit that my wife and I talk is horrible, and we'd be immediately cancelled if we were in the public eye doing that. But a lot of it's very different. We do. For example, rescuing greyhounds is probably not something that you think I would do because of all the anti-vegan stuff that I've done, but it's something that I've done in the past and I want to do again in the future. Things like that. Raising my son, shit like that, Whatever it happens to be, there are different things that you will see in real life in comparison to online. And if you can't wrap your head around that, Ralph, if you can't understand that some of the things that I say in stand-up, in videos, I don't actually give a fuck about or even mean, I'm just talking mad shit, then that's on you, mate. Obviously, you've grown up with some shit friends. Because this is how I grew up. I grew up with everyone putting shit on each other. That's how I'm used to existing. And not everyone's like that. Ralph, I imagine, was heavily bullied and really struggled through life. And now he's going out on the internet and trying to pick fights with people that he can win because he's got his supporters backing him up. That's fine, man. I imagine you read all your comments. That's great. I don't. I have things that I have to do in my real life. Okay? So I'm going to give you one more chance. I'm going to give you one more chance in this video to say anything of value, and then otherwise, it's done. I've skipped through so much.
I'm not saying this shit because I'm some sort of woke feminist who's trying to pander to women. I'm trying to help men too.
No man should ever listen to you about anything. So I'm not talking about old school feminism. I'm talking about the fourth wave, fifth wave, whatever, and the male feminist, which he would be one. Just putting that out there. Same opinions. That it's not so much about people being equal, it's about pushing women forward, only blaming men, and saying that everything to do with males is evil.
And the whole point of my video is that is a stereotype that you're pushing because it fits your narrative. What did he say? He said, first of all, it's about pushing women forward. So the idea of pushing women forward is the idea of equity. That sometimes we have to prioritize women in ways where they have been unprioritized in the past so we can get ourselves...
Yeah, but what women? Black women, white women, brown women, Asian women? What type of women? Should we be prioritizing women with Down syndrome first? Where do we pick? Or could we just make everybody equal? Doesn't that make more sense? Like this equality of outcome shit, it's not good, it's not helpful, it's not healthy, and it doesn't work. It doesn't provide people with the stimulus within inside themselves to become the best versions of themselves. Now, some of the stuff that Ryan talks about is spot on. You shouldn't be a bad dude, you shouldn't be a rude piece of shit, all this type of stuff in your normal life. But I just think he's off on a lot of these things. I just think like the equality of outcome thing that he just talked about then, I think he's way off on that. The idea that toxic masculinity is this terrible thing, hurting so many people, I think he's way off on that. And that toxic femininity doesn't really exist, I think he's off on that. I'm sure if we sat down and actually had a conversation, I think we'd agree on a lot of things too. So I think it's just one of these situations, a YouTube beef, if you will, to use a term from 2016, where we've had a crack at each other. I waited 2 years to respond because I didn't know this existed, and you know, nothing comes of it.
Is someone weak just because they get upset at the things that you say? Because you get upset when people say things you disagree with as well.
No, I'm not weak.
I don't know. I don't think that marginalized people are the weakest people in society. I think they're some of the strongest.
Mate, hey, I didn't say marginalised people with the weak. Did I say that? Go back. Ruffling feathers of the weakest people in society is good fun, Ralph. Yeah, the weakest people. The people who just see Kamala Harris and Joe Biden and come in their pants. That's who I'm talking about, and I guarantee that's who you're voting for in the election. Mate, that's who I'm talking about there. I'm not talking about marginalised people. I'm not talking about people in fucking wheelchairs. Jesus Christ.
People just hating them just because of who they are, and they have to deal with that day in and day out.
We hate everyone because of who they are. What are you talking about?
And still be like a nice human being, and still function, and still try to be empathetic. You know, a trans person who gets like every single day people coming and saying that their complete existence is invalid, and then they have to turn around and be just a nice person.
No, shut up. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed the video. We've all lost some brain cells today, ladies and gentlemen. We're all dumber for the experience of listening to this gentleman, but I wish everybody the best. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go and fucking dip my head in a cold bucket of water just to take the thoughts and the fucking brain rot that you have caused me, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, be a good motherfucker. Peace in the Middle East. Me dick stinks. Ryan, I hope you're well. Goodbye. I don't want to talk to you again. Bye.